How can we protect ourselves from AI-powered attacks? From a technology standpoint, we can we can offer and enable multi-factor authentication, whether at a user or an organizational kind of top-down level. It's one of the best methods of protecting against account takeover. Enforce it wherever it is allowed. Also offer password managers to staff, or encourage their use, and to enable them to use a tool that will help them with good password hygiene. And then consider behavioral AI email security and anomaly detection tools. These will spot tactics unique to AI generated content. They'll block targeted phishing, business email, compromise emails, as well as malware before they reach the inboxes. While AI is being weaponized, it's also a huge tool on the defensive side as well. Now, to defend against AI-powered attacks as an individual, it's important to look at your behavior. So that's slowing down. It seems like a constant reminder, slow down, but we want to slow down. Phishing by design uses urgency as a tactic. Combined with authority, like a message from your boss, it overrides your rational thinking. So always pause before responding to any request involving money, credentials, or sensitive information. And AI creates realistic deepfakes, videos, emails, they all appear genuine. Ask yourself whether it could be AI generated. Be skeptical. And if it's a call that's making you uncomfortable, hang up and verify with the person that you're purportedly talking to directly, through a known contact. So verify through a second channel. Now, to combat against those credential stuffing attacks, use unique passwords, long, strong, and unique for every account you have. Use a password manager so you can remember them. And never use work passwords on personal sites and vice versa. Always and regularly check yourself. You can sign up for notifications on haveibeenpwned.com. If you have a password manager, these should be alerting you in time if your information has been breached. And if you do have an exposed password, change it immediately. And if you're a person who reuses password and one password has been breached in one place, change it in another, and then stop reusing passwords. So what are the things about shadow AI that you can do to mitigate the risk? As an organization, have an acceptable AI use policy or guidelines to set the guardrails. There have been many sessions in the conference that have talked about this. So that's wonderful. Lots of resources out there. And then most importantly, make sure people understand it. That goes back to our little survey where people weren't sure whether it was sensitive information. Align those AI practices with the privacy legislation in your jurisdiction. And if you don't have one yet, get started by asking what people are using and for what purpose. Your IT may also be able to check endpoint logs, do browser extension audits, and use existing or new technology to identify what's in use. Recognize that it will change because this technology changes so quickly. For instance, if you said that entering information into Gemini was off limits and you're a Google shop and now Gemini is just integrated into everything, you're going to have to change that. And train employees to understand and recognize personally identifiable information, confidential data, and why it must never be uploaded into public AI tools. The same goes for configuration files, server names, API keys, or internal URLs. Use generic or simulated information instead. Many jurisdictions are incorporating language and controls around using AI tools into legislation. In Alberta, our privacy legislation has been all updated, and it includes mentioning this if you are just in the disclosure if you're using automated AI tools for decision making. So make sure that you know what applies in your area. As an individual, be cautious before you copy paste. AI does have that tone of that person who thinks they're an expert, but is just making stuff up. Always verify the outputs, and particularly with citations, because it can include outdated facts, fabricated sources, like that Chicago Sun-Times article that used AI to print a summer reading list of books that didn't exist. And be transparent about your AI use. When in doubt, use when doubt, ask before using a new tool. As a leader, or just leading from any position, from your position, encourage questions and conversations so that people can approach AI responsibly. AI is being used by your staff, whether you like it or not. So you want that exploration to happen in the open and not in the shadows.